पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। चैतन्यं सर्वगं सर्वं सर्वभूतगुहाशयं यत्सर्वविषयातीतं तस्मै सर्वविदे नमः। We are in the 16th chapter of Upadeshasahasri. 7th shloka we completed, which said that when Sharira, Indriya, Mana, Buddhi, Sanghata is taken as Atma, Aham. In other words, there is no distinction between Atma and Anatma. And Anatma is taken as myself. Problems of Anatma, Dukkha arising from Sharira, Indriya, Mana, Buddhi, etc., they all are considered as my Dukkham. Dukhi aham asmi. In this way it is understood. So, because of this, Buddhi is understood as Dukkha Vishishta. Buddhi means Ahankara, Sabhasa Ahankara. Ahankara along with Chidabhasa is Dukkha Vishishta, really speaking. But due to error between the mutual superimposition, Anyanya Adhyasa between Buddhi and Atma, I say, I am Dukhi. Sukha Dukha actually are Visheshanas for Buddhi. So the last quarter of 7th shloka said, Vishimshanti Sukhadayaha. Vishimshanti Sukhadayaha, Sukha, etc. Dhyam Vishimshanti. They actually become adjectives for Buddhi, not Atma. But if I am not alert, before studying Vedanta, I was thinking I am Deha, Indriya, Mana, Buddhi, Sanghata, and I was suffering. After studying Vedanta also, if I am not alert, I don't remain as Sakshi, then I will continue to suffer. Now, further, 8th shloka introduction. Kutaha evam nishchaya iti yata aha. How do you say that these problems are in Buddhi? How is this confirmed? Nishchaya, concluding knowledge, how do we have? So it is said, Shiro dukkadinatmanam
Shiro dukkadinatmanam
dukhyam smiti pashyati.
Dukhyasmiti pashyati
Drashtanyo dukkhino drishyat
Tanyo dukkhina
drashtrutvacha na dukhyasau.
दृष्ट्वा च न
दुःखसौ
Zero
शिरोदुःखादिनात्मानं
दुःखस्मीति
दुःखस्मीति
हि
पश्यति
पश्यति द्रष्टान्यो
द्रष्टान्यो
दुःखिनो
दुःखिनो दृश्यात् दृष्ट्वा
दृश्या
न
द्रष्टृत्वा
दुःखत्वम्
च न दुःखसौ
Atmanam Shiro Dukkadina Dukhi Asmi Iti Hi Pashyati. Pashyati Jivaha, Jivatma, because we need Karta for this Vakya. Kaha Pashyati Jivaha, Ajnani Jivaha. Shiro Dukkhadina Atmanam Dukhi Asmi Iti Hi Pashyati. Drashta Anyo Dukhino Drashyat. Dukhinah Drashyat Anyah Drashta. This is second line, second sentence. Third, Asau Drashtritvat cha na dukhi. Asau Atma. So first sentence said, Jivatma Shiro Dukkhadina Atmanam Dukhi Asmi Itihi Pashyati. This Jiva, because of identification with Deha Indriya Ityadi, that was said in the previous shloka. In this shloka it is said, this Jivatma, because of identification, Shiro Dukkhadina, when he has headache, Adi Padena, stomach ache, back pain, knee pain, tooth pain, all the pains. Shiro Dukkhadina, Atmanam Dukhi Asmi Iti Hi Pashyati. He sees himself as, I am Dukhi. Problem is in the head or stomach or in the knees. And he thinks, Aham Dukhi Asmi. Why? Because of this Adhyasa. One sentence. Second sentence says, Dukhinaha Drashyat Anyaha Drashta. Dukhinaha is Panchami Vibhakti. Then the Dukhi. Who is Dukhi? This Buddhi or Ahankara. Sabhasa Ahankara. Dukhinaha, which is the Drishya. Both are Panchami. Dukhinaha Anyaha. Drashyat Anyaha. Different from this Dukhi, who is a Drishya, is Drashta. So Dukhi Ahankara is Drishya. Different from this Drishya is Drashta. Because he is Drashta, third statement says, because he is Drashta, Asauna Dukhi. Because Dukkham is in Drishya, not in Drashta, so he is not Dukhi. In other words, wherever the problems are, you leave the problems there. If problem is in Deha, you say Deha has problem. Problem is in Indriya, Indriya has have some problem. Nobody is going to be free from problems, okay? Problems are always going to be there. What is required is, when problems are there, you keep the problems where they belong and you don't identify with them. And generally, when we hear about Mahatmas, they say Mahatma has more problems. But Atma, Drashta, Asau na Dukhi, Drashtritvat, because he is a Drashta. टीका शिर आदि देहावयवगतेन दुःखेन हि यस्मात् दुःखी अहमस्मि इति आत्मानं पश्यति तस्मात् देहम् आत्मत्वेन गता बुद्धिरिति योजना. शिर आदि देह अवयवगतेन दुःखेन. When there are problems in the deha avayavas, deha or avayava, like shira adi or avayava, one part of the body will give the problem, other part, or sometimes you say, my whole body is aching. Dukkhena hi yasmad dukhi ahamasmi iti atmanam pashyati. He sees himself as aham dukhi. Tasmad deham atmatvena gata buddhihi iti yojana. Therefore, he has taken deha as atma. Deham atmatvena gata buddhihi. Buddhi means this kind of jnanam. In buddhi, this jnanam is there. Deha is me. So deha dharma is my dharma. Deha is manushya deha, I am manushya. Deha is purusha deha, aham purusha. And deha is not well, no, I am not well. This is because the samskaras are so dridha, this deha abhiman does not go easily. For that, we need to do serious sadhana. Otherwise, deha abhiman is just like that. If it goes away, then those people who study just like for a few hours in their whole life, they also can be jivan mukta. Means there is nothing wrong if somebody can, but that requires exceptional chitta shuddhi, etc. Ayam atmano vishesha vijnana nibandhanam iti hi sthitihi. Ayam ashaya means this is the intention or this is the idea here. Atmano vishesha vijnanam. In Atma, when there is vishesha vijnanam, like aham manushya purusha or aham sukhi, aham dukhi, aham shiro vedana, I have headache right now. This is a vishesha vijnanam in Atma. This is because of what? Buddhi adhyasa nibandhanam. Atmano vishesha vijnanam buddhi adhyasa nibandhanam. Buddhehe adhyasa, buddhi adhyasa. Buddhi adhyasa nibandhanam moola karanam yasya vishesha vijnanasya tad vishesha vijnanam buddhi adhyasa nibandhanam. Buddhi adhyasa nibandhanam, between buddhi and adhyasa षष्ठी तत्पुरुष समास. बुद्धि अध्यास and nibandhanam bahurihi samasa. Anya pada is vishesha vijnanam. Bahurihi samasa is anya pada pradhana. So whenever you do bahurihi, something else is what you are referring to. Nibandhanam means moola karanam. So in English, superimposition of buddhi with Atma, you have to understand. With Atma is the fundamental cause, root cause of Atma getting conditioned knowledge. Conditioned knowledge in the form of I am Sukhi, Dukhi, ityadi. Really speaking, it is not belonging to Atma. But because of the adhyasa with Buddhi, Buddhi's problems, Buddhi is very good in throwing these problems on Atma. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Puranjana Upakhyana is there. So, whatever is the problem in Buddhi, Puranjana thinks, I have the problem. Whatever Buddhi is doing, Puranjana thinks, I am doing it. When buddhi gets up, he thinks I got up. When buddhi sleeps, he thinks I have slept. Really speaking, all this is in buddhi. That's why Brahadaranyaka Upanishad says, Dhyayati eva, lelayati eva. It is only in notion, not really. Iti hi sthitihi. This is the case. This is the situation. Tathacha. Shiro dukkhena udara dukkhena va dukhi aham asmi iti abhimanatmaka buddhi avasthapanna visheshasyaiva dukkhitvat sukha dukkhadayo buddhim vishimshanti iti yuktam vaktum iti. Due to shiro dukkha, udara dukkha, headache, stomach ache, etc., dukhi aham asmi iti abhimanatmaka, this kind of abhimana comes. Abhimana means identification. This notion comes, I am dukhi. Abhimanatmaka buddhi avasthapanna visheshasya eva. Whatever is the vishesha in that buddhi, buddhi avasthapanna visheshasya eva dukkhitvat. Dukkham is in buddhi. This is the vishesha avastha of buddhi. Sukha dukkhadayo buddhim vishimshanti iti. Sukha, dukha, etc. They become visheshanas for buddhi. Iti yuktam vaktum. Means it is appropriate to say that they actually belong to buddhi. Abhasa ahankara. Drashtu dukhino drasha anyah. Dukhi is this buddhi or ahankara, which is drishya. Different from that is drashta. Atmatvena abhimanyamana deha avayava upaghata di janita दुखाकार साभास बुद्धेः दृश्यायाः साक्षी. आत्मत्वेन अभिमन्यमान देह अवयव उपघातादि जनित दुखाकार साभास बुद्धेः दृश्यायाः. Deha and deha avayava, all the body parts, he considers they are me. Atmatvena abhimanyamana. He thinks this is aham. Then what happens? If there is any upaghatadi, any hitting, etc., or any pain, etc., in that deha avayava, upaghatadi janita dukkhakara sabhasa buddhi, that buddhi which has chidabhasa due to sahaja tadatmya, it is always there. Sabhasa buddhehe, this buddhi gets dukkhakara vritti. But if I am not alert, then this drishya is understood as drashta. Of this drishya, drishyayaha buddhehe sakshi tad anyaha. Of this drishya buddhi, sakshi, the drashta, is anyaha, different. Anyaha eva asau, drashtratvat eva, because he is drashta, na dukhi ityarthaha. He is not dukhi. Asau na dukhi. Asau atma na dukhi. This is what I should understand first. Then I should understand aham atma na dukhi. First, what is understood? Asau atma. This atma is not dukhi because this atma is drashta. Then I should understand this, not this atma. Aham atma. I am this atma. Actually, atma means aham. Aham drashta, tasmad aham na dukhi. I am not dukhi. Buddhi hai dukha. Like, if neighbor has a problem, what do? You listen to, okay, I will give you some advice. Then you go to your home and you forget it. Go to your room and you forget it. There is nothing else to do. Like that, a jnani knows this buddhi has lot of, atma has lot of so-called neighbors. And they all are full of problems. So all these neighbors are going to tell this one, I have this problem, I have that problem, this is wrong, that is wrong. So what you do? You just listen. So Atma just illumines those dukkham, drashta, sakshi. But Atma is not dukhi. Now a question. In the 8th shloka, last quarter said, Drashtritvacha na asau dukhi. He is drashta, therefore he is not dukhi. So somebody says, what does that mean if he is drashta, he is not dukhi? How? So it is explained, Drashtritvad asau na dukhi iti uktam eva spashtayati. So the last quarter of 8th shloka is further commented in the form of 9th shloka by Bhashyakar Bhagavan himself. Dukhi syad dukhyaham manat
दुःखिस्य मानात्
ino darshanan nava
दुःखिनो दर्शनान्नवा
samharengadibhirdrashta
संहतेऽङ्गादिभिर्दृष्टा
khi dukkhasya naivasah.
दुःखी दुःखस्य नैव सः दुःखी स्यात् दुःख्यहं मानात् दुःखिनो दर्शनान्नवा संहतेऽङ्गादिभिर्दृष्टा दुःखी दुःखस्य नैव सः.
These shlokas, they are a little bit tricky in the Anvaya. Earlier few chapters, they are relatively easier. There is a lot of dukhi, dukha, dukkhaman, ityadi shabdas coming repeatedly. Dukhi syat, dukhi aham manat, dukkhino darshanan nava. Dukhi aham manat, dukhi syat. Because of the dukhi abhimana, aham dukhi, this kind of notion comes. Because he is identifying with wrong things. Dukkhino darshanat nava. Anybody's book has dukkhino adarshanat, avagraha is there? Anyone? Is not there. Okay.
Swamiji, in our book it is there.
So some book might have dukkhino adarshanat, avagraha could be there. Because in this text, whatever we have provided, if you see Teeka, in Teeka second line, parinamavato adarshanat, avagraha is given. So in Teeka, avagraha is given, but in Moolam, avagraha is not there. So some acharyas have taken avagraha. I will explain you both readings, but Anand Giriji has not taken avagraha. So we can drop that avagraha reading. Primary reading we will keep without avagraha. Dukkhino darshanat, if I do first without avagraha, you understand. Dukkhino darshanat, if I have the darshanam of dukhi, means dukhi will become my drishya. Only then I will have darshanam of that dukhi person. Dukhi person means dukhi ahankara. When I see dukhi ahankara as drishya, then I will not be dukhi. Jivatma will not become dukhi. Nava. Dukhino darshanat nava. Nava na dukhi syat. He will not become dukhi. So I am suffering because I have abhimana of deha indriya ityadi, and whatever happens there, I think it is happening in me. Simple example you can take is car or putra ityadi. So something happens to putra, putre pushte aham pushta, putre nashte aham nashta. So this is abhimana is there. Or you have some object that you possess, etc. So when it is there, I feel good. Deha, because it is so close, it is difficult to understand it as drishya. Second line, angadibhihi samhate drashta. Angadibihi means all the avayavas, parts. Angadibihi, deha, avayava, indriya, etc. Samhate, in the sanghata, assembly. Drashta, atma, naiva dukhi. That drashta is dukkhasya drashta, saha naiva dukhi. In this way you have to do anvaya. Angadibihi indriyahi saha samhate dehe, in that sanghata, deha indriyadi sanghata, dukkhasya drashta, when the dukkha is in sanghata, dukkhasya drashta saha naiva dukhi, he is not dukhi. Dukkham is there because of attachment, identification with those things. This is the meaning without avagraha. Dukkhino darshanat nava. If you put avagraha, first without avagraha, the meaning is clear.
Yes,
Yes,
Swamiji.
Swamiji.
So now understand with avagraha. If we put avagraha, because you can put engaf padantadati sutra and avagraha can come, khandakara. Dukkhino adarshanat. So why am I dukhi? Because dukkhinaha adarshanat. Because I have not seen that dukhi as drishya. So there you have to complete the sentence. Dukhi syat, dukhi aham manat. Dukhi aham manat, abhimanat, dukhi syat. Dukkhino adarshanat, dukhe syat. Because he has not made dukhi ahankara as drishya. Nava. Nava means natu darshanat. But if you, so dukkhino adarshanat, avagraha is there. Dukkhino adarshanat, one vakya is over. If dukhi darshana happens, then na dukhi syat. So that nava is repeating the whole thing with negation. If he does not see ahankara as drishya, different from himself, drashta, then he'll be dukhi. If he sees, then he will not be dukhi. Understood with avagraha, this second meaning?
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay. Somebody will say, this itself is giving me so much dukkham. I can practice your teaching right away that I am sakshi of this dukkham that is arising in my buddhi. This is not that difficult. This is Upadeshasahasri is very simple text compared to Nyaya Bodhini, Teeka on Tarka Sangraha or other advanced granthas. Okay, this is Saralam. Ayam Atma Dukhi Aham Manat Dukhakara Parinamavati Antakarane Aham iti Abhimana Dukhi Syat. Ayam Atma, this Atma means this Jivatma. Dukhi Syat, he becomes Dukhi. Why? Dukhi Aham Manat. Dukhi Aham Manat means he has this Abhimana. That Dukhi Aham Manat Shabda is Vyakhyaya. Its Vyakhyanam is done after. Dukhakara Parinamavati Antakarane Aham iti Abhimanat. Dukhi Syat. This Jivatma will be Dukhi. Why? Because he has Aham Abhimana in Antakarana. Aham iti Abhimanat. Where is this Aham Abhimana? In this Dukhakara Parinamavati. Dukhakara Parinamavati Antakarane. So Antakarana, which has Dukhakara Parinama, in that Aham iti Abhimana. He has Aham Abhimana. Therefore, this Jivatma becomes Dukhi. Natu Dukhino Dukhakara Parinamavato Adarshanat. So, here in this Teeka, this Adarshanat should not be there. This Teeka actually is referring to Darshanat only, because the shloka says Darshanat. So, what you should do is, you should remove Avagraha in this Teeka, and then if you have another reading, Adarshanat, then you should understand the shloka how I explained otherwise. But this Teeka actually should be based on Darshanat reading, not Adarshanat. Natu Dukkhino Dukhakara Parinamavato Darshanat. If I see Dukhi, which is Dukhakara Parinamavan, Dukhakara Parinamavataha, Shashti of Dukhakara Parinama Vat Shabda. Dukhakara Parinama, if it is there in that Buddhi, that is Dukhi. That Ahankara is Dukhi. If I get the darshanam of that, then I will know it is Drishya. I am Drashta. Dukha is there, not in me. It is Anya. Drashta Drishyavashat Baddhaha. Drashya Bhave Vimuchyate. In Yoga Vasishtha it is said, Drashta Drishyavashat Baddhaha. Drashta is bound by Drishya. Really speaking, Drishya does not have Satta only. But here we are not doing that Viveka. That Viveka is even later stage. First, we have to separate Drashta and Drishya and understand problems are in Drishya, not in Drashta. This is all part of Tvam-pada Vichara. Thereafter, I should understand Drishya is Mithya. Not only it is different from Drashta, it is of lower degree of reality compared to Drashta. That is the next step. Tatha sati. So, Dukkhino Dukhakara Parinamavato Natu Dukkhino Dukhakara Parinamavato Darshanat. Tatha sati. उदासीनानामपि दुःखिनं पश्यताम दुःखित्व प्रसंग इत्यर्थः. तथा सति means if I see buddhyadi as drishya and still I as drashta become dukhi, if I understand buddhi etc. as drishya, I am drashta, and if still I am dukhi as drashta, then what will happen? Tatha sati udasinanam api, those who are udasina, udasinanam api दुःखिनं पश्यताम दुःखित्व प्रसंगः इत्यर्थः. उदासीन means ut upasarga purvak asina, those who have risen above, those who are sitting above. Ut asinanam api dukkhinam pashyatam, those who see this dukhi ahankara, even they will become dukhi. Means recognizing ahankara as drishya, different from drashta, should make sure that I don't identify with the dukkha of the drishya. If having recognized ahankara as drishya and still drashta is dukhi, then what will happen? Those who are udasina, udasina means those who have realized, those who are sitting above, those who have risen above anatma prapancha, those who see this ahankara, dukhi ahankara as drishya, dukkhinam anatmanam pashyatam api dukkhitva prasanga. Even they will become dukhi, which is undesirable. That is not acceptable. Therefore, what should happen? I should remain drashta, and once I see drishya different from me, then there is no dukkham. So this is like a guaranteed that if I see something as drishya different from me, immediately I will understand problems are not in me. See, there is one yukti here which we might have seen earlier in one of the chapters. Ayam pataha. You see this pataha. This pata is pitaha, is yellow cloth. If pata is drishya, pitatvam of pata is also drishya. The cloth is an object of knowledge. Yellow color of the cloth is also an object of knowledge. So if dharmi is drishya, its dharma is also drishya. So if ahankara is drishya, dukkha of ahankara is also drishya. If deha is drishya, manushyatvam is also drishya. And if it is drishya, it is not in drashta. This is the yukti. Dharmi and dharma, both will become drishya together. So this he explained. Now somebody is asking a question. Prakriti ki mayatam. What does this have to do in this our whole discussion? In the current topic of doing viveka between Atma and Anatma, what is the relevance of this discussion? Tad aha. So the answer is given. He says, Samhata iti. Gadibhir hastadyangais chakshuradi indriyaischa संहते देहे यद दुःखम तस्य दुःखस्य द्रष्टा य आत्मा साक्षी स नैव दुःखी इति सिद्धम इति शेषः. Angadibihi, along with the parts of this body, hastadi angaihi, chakshuradi indriyaischa, hands etc., which are parts of the body, chakshuradi indriya, also which are parts of the body, samhate dehe, deha, which is sanghata, assembly of all these things, yad dukkham, whatever sorrow, problems are arising from here, tasya dukkhasya drashta, the knower, drashta means knower, illuminator, tasya dukkhasya drashta, yaha atma sakshi, this atma which is sakshi, sa naiva dukhi, he is not dukhi, iti siddham, iti shesha. This is the thing which is relevant for us to understand. Means the whole thing is relevant, he gave it little bit more clear. That Atma Sakshi is not Dukhi. Dukkham is in Sanghata. Atma is different from it. Somebody says, this I have already understood in Drigdrishya Viveka. You are saying this, but using more shlokas, more explanation, more Teeka. So the whole idea is this only, that if I have understood and owned up this wisdom, then there is no problem. But if I continue to make this error, confusion between drashta and drishya, then I should read, study this again and again and emphasize this knowledge to mind. So that sakti naiva dukhi iti siddham iti sheshaha. Now, purva question. Dukh drashta of dukhi ahankara. Somebody may say, why you have to give only dukkha drashtanta? Why can't you give sukha drashtanta? Why continuously dukkhitva is going on? So the Acharya says, I am keeping you in mind, that's why. This is story of your life. So it is all dukkham. Mahatmas, they have sukham. But otherwise, generally everybody is dukhi. Dukhino drashtatve api, even if Atma is drashta of this dukhi ahankara, dukhi buddhi, Atmano dukkhitvam yujyate. Atma still can be dukhi, even if he is drashta, so what? Iti drashtantena shankate. And Purvapakshi gives drashtanta for this. Chakshurvat karma kartrutvam
चक्षुर्वत् कर्म कर्तृत्वम्
चेन्नानेकमेव
स्याच्चेन्नानेकमेव तत्
ततो नात्मा
संहतं च ततो नात्मा
त्वात् कर्मतां व्रजेत्
द्रष्टृत्वात् कर्मणां
व्रजेत् चक्षुर्वत्कर्मकर्तृत्वं स्याच्चेन्नानेकमेव संहतं ततो नात्मा
द्रष्टृत्वात् कर्मतां
Chakshurvat karma kartrutvam syat chet. This is the question by the Purvapakshi. Eyes, they are karta also and karma also. Karma kartrutvam syat. How? So, example we will elaborate in the next session. Like in the mirror, I am drashta also. My eyes are drashta when they are on this side. And in the reflection, same eyes are drishya. So, eyes are drashta, eyes are drishya. Reflected eyes are drishya. The eyes on the face, on the neck, Grivastha mukham. That is drashta. Syachet, Siddhanti said, na. Anekam tat. It is not one, not ekam, anekam. It is many. You are using more than one. Then you can say one part will become drashta, another part will be drishya. But here in Atma, it is not the case. Atma is only one. Samhatam cha tato na Atma. Sanghata is not Atma. Atma is the drashta of that Sanghata, drashtratvat. And therefore, there is no karmatva, drishyatva possible in Atma. Atma will be only drashta. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.